balanced market? Well, the July numbers are a little more complicated than the headline makes it sound. Sales barely moved, new listings dropped almost 18%. And when you divide it out, the city of Toronto is technically sitting at 4.6 months of inventory, which is, balanced on paper technically, but balanced citywide doesn't mean balanced everywhere. Semi-detached homes are still sitting under 2 months of inventory, and condos, well, they're pushing 5 months. So let's jump into where these numbers are actually coming from. My name is Shameer Arain. I'm a Toronto real estate broker for 16 years. If you find this kind of breakdown useful, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe. We're on our way to 10,000 subscribers, and every subscriber counts. And if you're thinking about buying or selling in the next couple of months, you can book a discovery call with me through the link in the description below. All right, let's jump right into it. 5,995 total sales across the GTA in July. Last year, the same month, it was 6,047. So we're talking under a 1% dip. And honestly, that's just noise. It's really not a trend. I really wouldn't read too much into that direction. Now, where it really gets interesting is the new listings. Down 17.8%, meaning 14,484 this year against 17,623 last July. So sellers have definitely pulled back almost 18%, while buyers, they barely moved at all. That gap I just discussed is really the whole story of the month of July. And it's just not people choosing not to move in the first place. Terminations are up as well. Sellers who already have their home in the market are actually pulling it back and canceling their listings altogether instead of even dropping the price. So you've got two things happening at once here. Fewer new listings coming in, and some of what's already out there is getting pulled back and off the market. That's indicating that sellers are essentially opting out of selling rather than competing on price. The average price across the GTA is sitting at just over $1 million, and that's down 4.5% year over year. Now let's break it down by property type, specifically in the city, because the average price number on its own doesn't tell you much. The detached segment is down 1.5%. Semi-detached looks like it dropped almost 10%. But hold that thought for a second, because the average price with a small sample size gets pulled around by whatever few properties happen to close last month. Detached sitting at over $1.5 million. Semis are sitting around $1.12 million, and townhouses near $867,000. And of course, condos, they're actually holding up better than you actually think at $672,000. Now here's the disconnect that's absolutely worth flagging. Semi-detached properties show the steepest average price drop on paper, but it's also by inventory levels altogether. This segment is the tightest and most competitive segment in the entire city right now. The small sample sizes and the averages just don't always tell you what's actually happening on the ground. The city of Toronto overall, well, there were 2,242 sales, 9,310 active listings, which puts us at about 4.6 months of inventory. But to list to sale ratio is sitting at 97%, and the average days on market at roughly 32%. Detached homes, specifically in the city of Toronto, there were 691 sales against 2,607 active listings. That puts us at about 3.8 months of inventory. Now that's fairly balanced in this particular segment, getting 97% of the asking price on average at 30 days on the market for the ones that actually sold. Semi-detached, well, 233 sales and only 459 active listings. And this is the tightest segment, as I mentioned previously. That's under 2 months of inventory. And this is exactly where the average price number stops making intuitive sense altogether. How do you drop 10% while sitting in what's clearly a seller's market? It's a small sample effect, as I mentioned. Semi-detached homes has been the most sought over segment in the city for the past couple of years. Price softening or not, and this month's data backs that up. Selling at 98% of the ask price and in just 24 days on the market. This is the fastest of any property type in the city. Attached and row townhouses freehold, but sharing walls either mid-block or at the end unit, 95 sales with 249 active listings. That puts us at 2.6 months of inventory, selling at 97% of the ask price at 28 days on the market. Now switching over to condo townhouses first, 154 sales, 727 active listings, and that puts us at 4.7 months of inventory. Now that's a real jump from what we just saw on the freehold side. Absolutely more room for buyers to negotiate in this segment. 95% of the ask price and 38 days on the market. The condo apartment segment here, we had 1,054 sales, but listen to this, 5,228 active listings. That puts us well into the buyer's market at 5 months of inventory. There is absolutely nothing in the condo space right now that is behaving like a seller's market altogether. Selling at 95% of the ask price and in 38 days on the market. This is the same softness as we saw in the condo townhouse segment. One more layer here worth adding, since the average price can bounce around when the sample is small, let's check the benchmark price instead, which smooths that out. For the city of Toronto, detached benchmark sits at $1,455,000, and that's down 4.4% year over year. The combined semi-townhouse attached category is sitting at $1,146,000, and that's down 4%. Townhouses specifically, $725,000, and that's down 5.75%. And finally, the condo apartment sitting at $551,000, down 7.09%. So on this steadier measure, it's actually condo apartments showing the biggest year-over-year decline in the city of Toronto, not semi-detached like the average price numbers seem to suggest. This is worth keeping both figures in mind before drawing conclusions from one to the other. So the bottom line for July, well, this wasn't buyers showing up in bigger numbers at all. That barely budged. What actually shifted was sellers holding back. The Toronto Regional Real Estate Board president put it plainly. With sales taking up a bigger share of listings, buyers may find less room to negotiate moving forward. Their chief information officer, Jason Mercer, was a little bit more optimistic than I expected to, pointing to stronger than expected economic and jobs data as something that could bring more buyers off the sidelines this fall, especially if prices settle down. So if you've been sitting on the sidelines waiting for prices to continue dropping, and that has been a defensible position for a while now, keep an eye on the listing side moving forward. Sellers pulling back this hard while sales continue to hold steady doesn't last for more than a few months before something has to give. And heading into the fall season, here's what I'd actually be watching for. New listings. If sellers continue sitting this one out, that will absolutely tighten things further and starts eating away at the buyer leverage. The benchmark price trend, well, 1 month isn't a pattern by any means. So I want to see whether year-over-year decline keeps narrowing. And the outer GTA detached specifically, that's usually the segment that feels affordability pressure first. And it's where the new construction pricing has been getting more competitive with resale, which pulls some buyers away from the resale market entirely. That's definitely worth watching whether it keeps pulling demand in that direction. Well, that's July all wrapped up. Drop any questions or comments below. I read them all. My name is Shameer Arain. We'll catch you at the next one.